Okay, guys, I really do apologize for tonight's stream. I did not expect to have this many problems with my internet connection, but, for those who are watching, I really do appreciate your patience. I will tend to fix all the kinks by my next live stream. If you guys haven't heard, I am going to be doing a live gameplay of me playing, Back to the Future game in honor of Back to the Future Day next Wednesday. Um, yeah, I didn't really expect any of this to happen. I am grateful that I was able to get those final moments, but yeah, sorry for the feedback. I was short on time, and my computer was literally not trying to work with me, so I had to grab my portable one, grab my camera, and hopefully the internet connection was still functional. But as of this moment, I am literally working around the clock to make sure that everything goes smoothly with my next stream or any of my other videos. Make sure those are definitely on top of things. I do have other videos I'm planning on doing. Did have a analysis of for Roadside Attraction involving the fact that Quentin Trimbley was right about the man-eating spiders, and I'll definitely go more into detail about that in my other video. And then I'm also planning to do that live stream for the Back to the Future Day. So many other things I'm planning to do. Probably a Halloween party with my group. So yeah, I'm actually starting to get people to join me. So that's actually shockingly surprising to me. But again, this is kind of a work in progress. I do appreciate your patience, but do realize that I do have a life, and if I'm not able to make up for lost time, I do apologize ahead of time for that. So yeah, tonight's episode, Gravity Falls. What a game changer it was. We found out that, as Mabel put it, high school is not going to be what she thinks it's going to be, as no one else would actually, think of that. Of course, those who don't think logically, I would say. But, the fact that both Grenda and Candy are leaving in summer, that was really surprising to me. I thought it was going to be Mabel saying goodbye, but it ended up being the other way around. The fact that we had a short cameo of Pacifica Northwest, which I knew was only just a cameo, and I know she's probably going to come back in future episodes, especially after this big event that has unfolded tonight. The fact that, honestly, I really thought Pacifica was going to be the one who was going to be Bill's pawn in trying to get the rift. And though I didn't know at the time that the rift was actually cracked due to it just, it's forming. It's becoming too unstable, and it's starting to crack the glass. So that would explain why they went into that secret little bunker that was attached to that UFO. And it was no surprising on the fact that that UFO did exist in Gravity Falls, or else that whole shape would have never existed right there in the cliffs. So, duh. Now, the other thing that brings me to just the highlight of this episode, and not exactly the final moments, but the fact that Dipper was planning to be Ford's apprentice. And I knew it was going to probably happen. I knew that because they had a common connection since the events of Dungeons, and More Dungeons, there was a bonding that was going on between the two that, much like Dipper was trying to have with Stan, but have more of with his brother, on the fact that they, came from the same family, they dealt with the same things. Ford, of course, been through so much more than Dipper had, but saw a kindred spirit. So it was definitely not shocking to me that the real Stanford Pines would actually ask Dipper to come along in his journey. And he made it perfectly. I love his statement when he just pretty much said, "Well, I have 4 PhDs," and then they couldn't even argue about that. So I got handed to Grunkle Ford on that. I would say the post game changing moment on the fact that Dipper was planning to leave Mabel, even though the fact that he never wanted to, but that he really figured that he was doing everyone a favor by staying with Ford to protect everyone from the unknown in kind of the literal sense. But Mabel, I mean, We didn't know she was going to end up being the pawn unexpectedly. I think the whole, if it's just me, but the fact that the rift was inside Dipper's backpack unexpectedly ended up being the wrong backpack, so to speak. That, I don't know. I mean, I understand sort of why, but I think it was kind of rushed. I think they should have held off on that until the next episode, at least. But then again, I'm not Alex Hirsch. I'm not in charge of the production, but I gotta hand it to him on what he delivered on tonight's episode. No doubt. Um, I can certainly say that, as I stated before, I don't know whether to make this the best episode, the most epic of them all, compared to Not What He Seems. But honestly, Not What He Seems was by far the best of the whole series so far, in the fact that it was the game-changing episode that introduced us to the real Stanford Pines, and then we found out that Grunkle Stan was actually Stanley Pines. So, and those moments, those final moments in that episode, of course, you know, we knew it was going to be nothing compared to what was going to happen for tonight's big unveilment of so many things to come. But, you know, just honestly, I still think that Not What He Seems is by far the best game-changing episode beside this one. It's a close second, in my opinion. I will say that. I mean, I was hoping to call it first because of that big unveiling at the very end of the episode, but I think that would be unfair because of the fact that there was the first one, which was Not What He Seems, and that really did do something different that the series tried to do better on, and it delivered completely. So, with this being the fact that this was going to be the last week before the end of summer, we knew something big was going to go down tonight, but we didn't exactly know what or how it was going to be. And we knew that in the end, it was going to be Cypher who was going to end up being victorious. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting on what happens in next week's, or not next week's. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm betting that the next episode would probably be next month, if not just before the end of this year, with the last 3 episodes. If not, they'll finish it off in November, probably. So, I will personally say right now that Dipper and Mabel versus the Future was indeed a great episode, but it was not epic enough as Not What He Seems. So that's just my analysis, my overall opinion, my analysis on the episode so far. But again, sound off in the comments below about what you guys think. And again, I do apologize for the streaming problems. I had everything under control, and then everything just went to shit, unfortunately. But such is life. I did try to make up for lost time, and unfortunately didn't do it quite perfectly as I wanted to, but it was a life lesson learned. That's the main thing. That, you know, this is like literally my first time doing this kind of stuff, in the sense. I really want to continue doing so, and making sure I got every one of my areas covered before then. So, again, though this was kind of brief, I say right now that this was my overall review of Dipper and Mabel versus the Future. I gotta say, this definitely took me by surprise with the unveilment of Brendan Blandon, on the fact that he was Bill Cipher underneath that facade. But I don't know if that was really the real Brendan Blandon. I think something happened down the future with the Time Baby, so to speak, where Cipher came into play. If not, the fact that Cipher was Blandon all along. I don't know. It's very confusing. But what do you guys think of it? You know? Anyway, I really do appreciate your time. I again apologize for my my live stream earlier. I'm again going to make sure I get everything taken care of before my next one, especially with Back to the Future Day coming up next week, and definitely want to do something really cool to honor it. I definitely want to have all my boundaries, all my areas, as I said, taken care of ahead of time. So, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.